Loop, 2nd of August 2022. Explainer: Pelosi visited Democratic Taiwan, which is why Communist China is upset about it. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, visited Taiwan on a plane, making history as the highest-ranking American official to do so in 25 years. Her visit exacerbated tensions between China and the United States since China considers foreign leaders' visits to Taiwan as recognition of the island's sovereignty and claims Taiwan as part of its territory. To ease this criticism, President Joe Biden has insisted that nothing has changed about the United States' long-standing but incorrect one-China policy, which recognizes Beijing but permits informal interactions and defense links with Taipei. Pelosi presents her high-profile travel as part of the U.S.'s duty to support Democratic Taiwan against Chinese imperialism and stand with Democrats against autocratic nations. Throughout the years, Pelosi has made it her duty to promote struggling democratic movements. One of these was a 1991 visit to Tiananmen Square, where she and other legislators unfurled a tiny banner supporting democracy. Speaking at a time when the globe faces a decision between despotism and democracy, the speaker frames her visit to Taiwan as a component of a larger mission. Her most recent endeavor, which marks the culmination of years spent advancing democracy abroad, involved leading a congressional delegation to the Ukrainian capital of Kyiv in the spring. Upon her visit in Taiwan, she stated in an opinion piece that was published by The Washington Post, "We must stand by Taiwan." She highlighted a legislation from 1979 that stated the U.S. would support a democratic Taiwan. She said the United States and our allies needed to demonstrate that we never submit to autocrats or communist dictators. According to Pelosi and the Biden administration, the United States is still committed to its unwise one-China policy. Mainland and Taiwan during a civil war in 1949. China broke apart. Communist China, however, asserts sovereignty over the island and has not ruled out using force to seize it. In recent years, China has increased its diplomatic and military pressure. After President Tsai Ing-wen declined to support its assertion that the island and mainland constitute a unified Chinese nation, Communist Beijing, as the only legitimate government, severed all ties with Taiwan's government in 2016. Taiwan desires independence from China and does not desire to be ruled by China in the same way as Tibet and Xinjiang do. Beijing interprets official U.S. contacts with Taiwan as a call to formalize the island's long-standing de facto independence, a move that U.S. authorities claim they oppose. China promised resolute and severe measures if Pelosi carried out her visit, but soon after she arrived, it announced a number of military maneuvers and drills. The bullying drills, according to China's People's Liberation Army, would take place in the waters and skies close to Taiwan and involve shooting long-range weaponry into the Taiwan Strait. The army intended to conduct live-fire drills from Thursday to Sunday across various areas, according to China's official Xinhua News. According to a photo supplied by the news agency, the exercises were scheduled to take place at 6 different locations in the waters surrounding Taiwan. Early on Wednesday, the Taiwanese Defense Ministry reported that China had launched 21 aircraft, including 18 fighter jets, flying in Taiwan's direction. The last airliner consisted of electronic warfare and an early warning plane. Although Pelosi's travel has drawn some skepticism from Biden, the administration has not publicly objected and has emphasized that Pelosi is free to decide whether or not to go. The American military expanded its operations in the Indo-Pacific region before Pelosi's arrival. According to individuals who spoke about military operations but kept their identities secret, the aircraft carrier USS Ronald Reagan and its strike group were in the Philippine Sea on Monday. After visiting Singapore's harbor, the Reagan, the cruiser USS Antietam, and the destroyer, USS Higgins headed north toward their home port in Japan. The aircraft carrier is equipped with various aircraft, including helicopters and F/A-18 fighter jets, cutting-edge radar systems and other armaments. Biden and Chinese President Xi Jinping have made it clear that they do not want that. In a phone conversation with Biden last week, Xi reaffirmed that their nations should work together where possible. If China attempts the aggressive action it has increasingly carried out with another military around the South China Sea, an accident is the most significant risk. These involve encounters with other aircraft during close flybys or ships at sea. However, Allay, a senior research fellow at the Chatham House think tank, warned that when it comes to the United States, which has the strongest military in the world, despite a chorus of nationalistic rhetoric, China will be careful not to stumble into a conflict with colossal damages on all fronts. Jia advised China to be patient and take its time, working toward the day when its military and economy may be too strong for the US to match. This is a component of China's 100-year war strategy, which has always been the communist agenda.